we're live recorded. Where is the microphone? I messed up. Where are you?
Are we just doing it without the microphone?
Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Can you hear me now?
Verizon.
We're live recorded. It's a Friday night, August 4th, 10:35 p.m.
Pacific time.
Pacific time. I'm sure I look so different, but I am Jay. This is Skull.
Hi.
The reason that I look so different today is because I got new prescription glasses, and they're on my head right now. They're
Zombie. Oh.
Yeah. So I had like a different prescription, and hopefully it's supposed to help with my migraines and headaches that I've been having. I also have an upcoming appointment of a discovered tear in each eyeball of my retina.
That's from going to a lot of shows.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. No clue. But, yeah, I don't know. Looking forward to that. And Skull here just made us a wonderful fucking feast of pizza, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, people pronounce it differently. Pizza is the normal one, I think.
Yeah. I think sometimes I hear it as pizza.
There's no T, though.
And like a little bit less commonly as pizza. Pizza, for those of you who are listening and
Pizza.
watching. Maybe you can send a comment, or sorry, I'm not up to date with the terminology, but I think on other platforms it's called stitch. You can stitch this content, and you can say, you know, that word in the way that you would say it specifically.
Like, is it decorate or decorate? Is it always, is it like, you know, the
Or is it
emphasis?
decorate?
Right. Is it a rule that the emphasis has to be on that? Pizza. 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 Pizza.
Yeah, anyway. So Skull made the dough
Florida.
from scratch.
Florida. Maryland.
And we've had like a starter going for months now.
It's good. The flavor's good.
Flavor's good. It works a little bit of magic. And then there's Miyoko's cheese. Oh, sorry. Next layer from the crust is a homemade, semi-homemade. It's like a tomato sauce base, and then Skull likes to add some goodies. So I think this time was like a bunch of
Spinach
and herbs and garlic. Yeah. Some spiciness level to it. Very light. And then, yeah, a layer of the Miyoko's mozzarella wheel.
Just a whole
shredded.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the whole wheel.
It's a whole wheel every time.
All right. It's a whole wheel.
It's a 3 cup of flour dough, and it spreads out to fit in this pan. And I want to try different like thicknesses and thinnesses of the crust, but sometimes it's like trying to master a certain way of doing it too when you're home cooking.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
And then it's topped with field roast pepperoni, I believe.
Is it field roast?
I don't know. You bought it.
I forgot what brand.
I think it's field roast.
Okay. So it's all
but I'm
vegan
not sure.
or vegan.
Yeah. Or some people would call that true vegetarian.
No, that doesn't make any sense. Vegetarian is just no meat products at all. and then vegan is no meat products but honey and oysters.
Oh my gosh. I don't know about that. Anyway, moving on.
You can't be anarchist unless you're celibate, sober, and vegan.
Anyway, moving on.
I guess Luka Doncic is playing in the FIBA World Cup. I didn't realize that. So he's
For Serbia,
um
or who is that?
is it no Slovenia. I think he plays for
Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Oh, okay.
Um and so they'll be competitive at least. I don't know how good the rest of the team is. And then, Canada between Shea Gilgis
Oh, you mean
Alexander.
Canada?
Uh-huh. Canada. Because people
Canada.
from there are Canadians, so the country's called Canada.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't know this, though.
Right.
They think it's Detroit instead of Detroit, or Nevada instead of Nevada. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, Shea Gilgis Alexander and Jamal Murray. For Canada, that's like pretty sick duo.
Mm.
They're gonna be good. France should be good. I think Rudy Gobert is playing. Um, for France. And yeah, I guess there was some controversy. The rookie of the year from 22-23 season, Paolo Banchero, like he's like of Italian descent, but he's American. And I guess you can go like once you play for Team USA, it's hard to like go play for other countries. But there's a bunch of guys who play for other countries because they just want to get that international play in. Um, so there's one guy, Kyle Anderson, is playing for China. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think he's from there or anything. I think he just like got in.
Drafted.
Yeah, or not. Nah, see, I don't know.
What's the term
Made
for
a
that?
deal, like
Contracted.
signed a contract.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really follow any of these players or
Hmm.
anything. Like,
But Jay does like games for you listeners. You're like, why are you always talking about, basketball? It's like, because, we do talk about games, other games too.
we like games. I like games. I think that like basketball is interesting, and I guess like a lot of organized sports are interesting in the way that like there is like, a set of rules, but then there's so many variables with the different players and stuff like that, which is similar to like, I don't know, board games or whatever, or like even the more complicated like tabletop games.
Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. And then like there's just like like um some like, I don't know, referee style of like judgment, I think,
Mm,
with some of those games too.
yeah, totally. Well, like
Um,
in the Olympics where they have like gymnastics and figure skating and diving where they're scored by judges.
right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so you do get some of that in football and basketball or baseball where it's like,
In a different way, right.
right, you're not getting
Mhm.
points by judges, but they're saying whether you played within the bounds of the rules or not.
Right, right.
And
Like
everyone's trying to get
you
away
call
with
the
stuff.
flag,
Right.
they like deliberate,
Uh-huh.
look at I mean, it's interesting now because I mean everything's so recorded or televised or whatever. You can just be like, all right, let's hit rewind. All
That's what
right, let's
football
look at
is.
it from this other angle where somebody was filming or whatever. Like it's kind of intense.
So they play 18 games in NFL. And so like each game is worth a lot, you teams that are very close with records will
Hmm.
make or miss the playoffs or whatever. Whereas, in baseball, there's 162, basketball, there's 82, hockey's got a ton. So like each individual game doesn't mean as much, but Sundays you'll see Americans huddled around the TV watching the replay. Was his foot on the line?
Mm.
Did the ball hit the ground before he caught it? Snatched it up, like all those
It's
little.
like a separate thing. It's
No, it's just
separate
part of the
from,
game. It's part of
oh,
the TV show.
it's part of the airing of it.
Yes. So you watch these like
You
three and
watch
a
it
half hour
live
long
and then
games
it's aired
And
again?
no,
Is that
just
what
like
you're
during
saying?
the game, it'll be like, um, we don't know if that was a touchdown or not.
Oh, it's like during the slow
And so
time or whatever.
they're gonna stop and
Okay.
deliberate. And while the refs are stopping, deliberating,
The
deciding whether
film
it's a
team
right.
cues it up.
So you get to watch it and decide for yourself from home or from the
Mhm.
bar,
Mhm.
like, did the ball cross the plane? Like if it's a touchdown or not, or like
Mhm.
did he get in the end zone with the ball?
Right. Or when baseball, it would be like, okay, were they tagged with the ball before they hit the home plate
Right,
or
right.
whatever?
And I'm unfamiliar with how much replay they're using because baseball is the one, so much of it's these umpires' judgments. If they
Mhm.
tag the ball before into the home plate, balls and strikes.
Well,
It's,
if they do the top 10, I don't see why they wouldn't use whatever film footage
well, it slows the
and
game
help
down. Like in
judgment. Oh,
baseball,
because baseball's already slow.
it's slow, and well, basketball too becomes so choppy
Hmm.
at the end of the game
Especially
as
at the
people are
end, yeah.
fouling and this and like it's like you really just want like a
And they're
conclusion.
acting.
And that's the other thing about, I mean, soccer, basketball, they're acting. So
Hmm.
everyone's playing against the refs. You
Mm.
know what I mean? They're trying to work the
They're playing a
referees.
separate
They're
game.
playing a separate
A
game.
game in a game.
Yes, it's a game within a game because everyone's trying to break the rules and cheat as much as they can get away with.
Hmm. Interesting.
In all the sports. There was a thing in baseball. I mean, still
Well,
now,
I'm just.
baseball players get caught putting goo on the ball when they're pitching so they can make the ball go in different directions
What
or
the
like,
fuck?
yeah, like there's
Are you
little
talking
things like that.
about flubber?
No, but like, or like shave part of it or like try to affect the weight or like their grip on
That's
it.
so weird. I like. I don't know. I'm curious about this because it is like a little bit of like ethical morality kind of like question, but also like these are these people's profession. Like maybe they're just like, yeah, I know the sport, I have it down, and I just want to play around within the sport. Like it's
Mm,
not even like a question of morality or ethics for them. It's just like it's a game.
it's a game,
It's just a game.
right? This isn't life and death. This
Right.
isn't like taking away someone's livelihood, putting a
Right.
teacher out of work. This is like,
Yeah, so they like need to keep their interest in their career, in their job. I
well,
don't
they're
know, but
paid
they
millions of
get
dollars
paid.
to do
So
whatever they can do to
I'm
win.
okay, whatever they can do to win.
So it's
Okay.
gamesmanship. That's the term where it's like, everyone's stretching the rules, everyone's trying to get away with stuff. Everybody
Okay.
knows they are.
Right.
If you're like,
So
yeah,
it's just part of the dynamic then. It's kind of
yes.
expected.
Hmm. And they're
Okay.
trying to legislate
Okay.
out like the acting because again, it's bad for the game.
Yeah.
That it's not so much a player who's good at that isn't good at basketball at that point. Like he's good at acting. And
Right.
when they take that
Then they
option
might as well
away,
join like the wrestling team,
right, that kind of stuff,
like the
pro wrestling, because they're
pro
huge, like those
wrestling. Yeah.
guys. I
Right.
mean, you think of pro wrestlers as being these giants, but like next to a basketball player, they're like shorter and like
No, I know that.
those guys are huge. There was a guy, Carl Malone, back in like the 90s, did some pro wrestling. He was
Hmm.
like a great basketball player.
Okay.
I don't know if he's
That's
like MAGA
interesting.
or whatever. I
Ooh.
heard something that he was into like semi trailers and like hunting and fishing and being like a redneck.
Was that his like wrestling persona?
Maybe like he was probably country. He was just a country ass dude who was
Because
awesome at
sometimes
basketball and
that's a
huge
thing.
physique.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
so on the other end of the spectrum, from these World Cup international play contracts, referees, that the whole thing is scoring with the referees and like playing that like basketball in its purest, its stilled form is played on a driveway with,
Hmm.
people or in a
In a
playground.
cul-de-sac.
Yeah, like well, and you call your own fouls, right? And you call your own penalties. So the
Right.
YMCA, whatever, where
Right.
um
It's based on honesty and
it's an honor
it's
system.
for what do they call that? Something about like team playing. not
Well,
camaraderie.
it is community building. It
It's
is
community
social,
building. Yeah,
you know.
there's like a specific word I can't think of at the moment.
But that's like the purest form of the game where it's there's no referees, there's no
Right.
timer, shot clock, any of that. You don't have quarters or
Right. Well, so part of it for me, I guess why I'm reluctant to like participate in like a little community game is I don't know all the rules.
Mhm.
Like I know the basic ones about like dribbling,
How you score.
kind of how to
You're
score.
not allowed to like hit the other person on
I
defense.
mean, I wouldn't want to hit anybody anyway.
But like people like football. People know football and it's like it's hitting.
Yeah.
Hockey.
No, even that stuff I didn't want to do that.
Right.
Because I don't know. So I had like a PE, physical education
Is it
class
physical?
up into like middle school. And I think in middle school was like the most robust that it was ever was for me. But we would like do different things. So like this is one that sticks in my fucking head all the time and I fucking hate it. But I don't remember what they're called, but those like skateboards that were on like this axle and you had to like whatever like do this action to get it moving
I don't know that one.
and it was only two wheels. Anyway, so we did that and then we did like a whole bunch of different little sports things.
Hmm.
So we would all play basketball for whatever, so many weeks or whatever.
Right, right. Football,
We
big
would
like
all do
softball,
like I mean nothing like too extravagant.
volleyball.
We did
Did you do
volleyball.
softball? That seems like a good gym class one.
We did
Oh,
kickball.
kickball. Yeah, it's very
Yeah, I
similar.
think it was just like things that didn't require too much equipment.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then I mean we definitely did stuff like run the mile. And that's just
Yeah, running, cross country.
traumatizing.
Did you ever do cross country?
I did actually want to join the track team.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Shot put,
But I don't know what
javelin.
happened. I never
Is it
did that.
javelin or javelin?
I don't care. They're the same thing.
Relay race,
Yeah,
hurdles,
sure.
high jump,
Uh-huh.
long jump.
Sprints.
I'm trying to think of other track and
Or they
field
had
sports.
they're called dashes, right? They're called
Dashes.
dashes. And then they would have
Right.
like the whatever the longer distance one
Uh-huh. Races.
races. Yeah, I don't know. It's not even a thing.
Track and field.
What were we talking about?
Is cornhole part of track and field?
Because it's a field game.
It's kind of like a field game, yeah.
Right.
Jarts. Is that
Jart?
lawn darts? Are they called
Yeah.
jarts? I don't
Larts.
know. Jarts. Bocce. That would be
Uh,
cool if they added a bunch of that stuff to track and field.
right. Yeah, more accessible.
Like yard
Many
games,
activities.
croquet.
Yeah, maybe that could just be a whole other genre, yard game type
As
stuff.
part of the Olympics. I've always
Huh.
thought like, boy, curling. When I thought about moving back to New York, I was like, I still got a few, this is a few years ago. I'm like, I could still got a few years of like maybe getting into shape in me. What about curling? Maybe could I get like good enough if I put
Is it
work
when you
in?
put the weight on ice and
Yeah.
you gotta like sweep it or something?
Yeah. You sweep in
Yeah.
front of it so it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
smoother, or
Right.
you sweep less so it like slows down.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, how many people play that? Like maybe if you got really good, you could like compete.
That's cute. I mean, how many players are on a team?
A curling team? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. There's really not that many.
Like
How do you get to be
four
one of
maybe?
like the top 10
Or
curlers
is it
in?
like they rotate people
Or
out?
could I go play for like another country, like the Jamaican curling team?
So I is curling kind of similar to shuffleboard?
Hmm.
Okay. Right. And you can kind of knock people out.
Yeah,
Knock them out.
there's a
I'm just
center
kidding.
goal and it goes out concentrically, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But you're going in one
It's
direction.
round.
Yeah. So it's like darts in that way too, or cricket.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
billiards. Do they have Olympic billiards?
I don't know.
Billiards.
I think
Billiards.
I don't know. Is there gambling with the Olympics? Do people gamble on the Olympics? Is that
Oh, they should, but I think it's so corrupt anyway. Because
right?
the swimmers are all on steroids and stuff. They catch a new swimmer like every year, and runners too, right? Wasn't there a recent like American runner
I don't know.
who got caught? Um,
Are
so
they
it's so
still like
dirty.
are they still cracking down on like trans
I don't know what the Olympics
athletes?
does with that. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we have some research to do.
But like I I gotta think that these are amateurs. So if someone's like, hey, I'll give you $1 million to lose
Hmm.
and then just bet against that person, like why wouldn't that happen just all the time? Maybe that's why there's not gambling in the Olympics.
On an official level.
On an
Like,
legalized gambling.
uh-huh,
There's
uh-huh.
probably illegal gambling, I'm sure.
Right, right, right. Um, okay, right. Yeah, because isn't that, I feel like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
What else you got? Republic Today, republictoday.net. It's the first time this episode we said
Dot
republictoday.net.
net. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Um, I've been checking all of the YouTube analytics.
We're the number one
We
show on YouTube right
we're
now.
number one show. Thank you. All thanks to viewers and listeners like you.
Republictoday.net is the number one searched internet term a year
And you're
running now.
here and you are part of that history. Um, and we would like to apologize for still taking our time working on getting the website back up.
Okay.
I did make some moves. I have a lead and it's just a matter of using a PC computer at this point. But yeah, that's all I have, I think. What else? Anything of interest?
We want to hear your vegan recipes, what kind of live music you've been going to see. Um, tell us about some good venues in kind of tier two cities, mid-sized cities. I'm interested in hearing mid-sized city stuff in other countries too.
Yeah, we are world travelers. We hope that you are too, or maybe you're just international AF. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I have. I'm gonna just close this out here. Okay, Skull?
Hey Jay, hey, excuse me. Can you close me out when you get a chance?
Yeah, your total is have a great night. No. Thank you
Yes.
for listening.
No. Oh, thank you.